And they're racing. Clean start into the turn and down the hill they go.
873. That is Taven Woody, your number one qualifier.
Back up the hill.
Did you notice how she went out just a bit deep, was able to recover, but that sled that was on the inside, who currently sits in second place,
Sophia
Halsey, she would have been a little closer. She could have really pushed underneath there.
Taven Woody, Sophia Halsey, then McKenna Kleiman, I should say, Addison Bourdais, McKaylee Meyerhofer, and Autumn Schlotteroff. Whoa! Taven, hold on to it, girl. Oh, no! Off the sled goes Taven. But she is up and looks just fine. Collecting herself real quick, finding her key.
You know, she
almost got back a hold of it.
Well, you know, I think after she really had her first encounter with Almost On coming off the sled, she kind of shook her head and relaxed a little bit.
Yep,
well,
right.
A lot of times when that happens, another one will jump up and bite you, and that's what happened there.
So that puts Sophia Halsey into the lead with McKenna Kleiman in second and Addison Bourdais in third. We'll set the field for you officially right now over the AMSOIL finish line. Yep, Sophia Halsey in the lead. McKenna Kleiman, then Addison Bourdais.
Meyerhofer is in fourth place.
Down the hill they go.
And you look, you know, they got 3 laps left to go. Knowing Taven Woody, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. She still gets around a couple of these racers. She's very driven, and something like that is not going to make her happy.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Up the hill they go.
There you see the the 890. That was Meyerhofer just making the turn. There's your race leader right there, 800, the Polaris of Sophia Halsey.
Uh-oh, we're going to have a challenge for the lead momentarily, looks like.
Claiming on her Skidoo, charging hard. Looks like there's a yellow, though, up at the top part of the race course.
Left-hand turn for your leader. She'll get the 2 laps to go sign when she crosses the AMSOIL finish line. Sophia Halsey from Belvedere, Illinois, for FXR, Fratellone Companies, and Ingram Motorsports, continues to be your leader.
Going way to the outside. Remember, they just got done grooming here a little while ago, so this is the nicest you're going to see the track here for a while until they groom a bit later on. They'll run a number of races now. I think we got, what, 5 finals and some practices coming up?
6, actually, and then 6 finals, then a bit of a practice, and then one more final after that as well, yeah. A lap and a half to go for Sophia Halsey. McKenna Kleiman doing her best to try to reel her in as they make their way up the hill.
Boy, Halsey, she's experimenting with every line on this racetrack.
Certainly
She
is.
was on the inside last time on the uphill. This time she goes way to the outside. She'll tuck down back underneath and come around. Iceman's got the white flag. 1 lap to go, Hawk.
1 lap to go for Sophia Halsey. And McKenna has reeled her in a bit as they make their way down the hill. McKenna can taste that lead, doing everything she can. 2 distinctly different lines as they make their way down the hill in this Woody's Racing Junior Girls 9 to 13-year-old final. Outside line for Sophia.
Right on the cuspid there, too. You go too far out, and it's going to pull you to the left, or to the right, rather. Her right would be our left.
Up the hill she goes. Half a lap to go, and the checkers await. The 199 of McKenna Kleiman out of Duluth, Minnesota for Graves Drilling and Rock Speed FX, doing everything she can to reel in the leader.
Boy, and Sophia hit a hard launch there. Really snapped
she
her
sure
head forward.
Did. And do we have a new leader, Mike?
No, it still is
her.
Sophia out in front.
But just by just a bit, out of the final turn, checkers in the air. Sophia Halsey will hold on for the win.
Boy, she is lucky she held on
no
to that.
doubt about it. Great job.
Woody's Racing Junior Girls 9 to 13. Round 7 ends up this way. In third place, out of Rosemont, Minnesota for FXR Racing, Lighthouse Motorsports, Artie Cat, and Blowin' Concepts on the number 330 Artie Cat, Addison Bourdais. Sporting one of the new ISOC AMSOIL Championship Snowcross caps. In second place out of Duluth, Minnesota for Graves Drilling, Reed. CNA Pro Skis and Skidoo. On the 199, that's McKenna Kleeman. And your winner in the Woody's Racing Junior Girls 9-13 out of Belvedere, Illinois for FXR, Fratellung Companies, Ingram Motorsports, and also for 4PR, that's Sophia Halsey. Let's go down to winner's circle and Chelsea Storch.
Thanks, Mikey. In third spot, we have Addison Bordage. Now, Addison, this is your first ever national podium. How's it feel to be up on the box?
Really good.
And who do you want to thank today?
Mike from Articat, Motor Primo, Lighthouse Motorsports, FXR, The Shock Shop, and Mom and Dad.
Congratulations, Addie. Great race. In second spot, McKenna Kleiman. Now, McKenna, you were pushing Sophia that whole race. What did you need to get by her?
I just needed to find where she would make mistakes and just try to pass her there.
Well, she ran a pretty clean race. Who do you want to thank today?
My mom, my dad, Rocks, Skidoo, Fly, 999, HNK, EBS, everybody else that I forgot, thank you.
Congratulations, McKenna. And up on the top of the box, I know Mikey Schrader's excited back in the booth. So, Sophia, you ran a great race today. More racing to come. How do you stay motivated throughout the day?
Build on this win and just keep going.
And congratulations. Who do you want to thank today?
Huge thanks to my whole family. Huge thanks to the whole entire Fratellung Racing. Shout out to Grandpa Buster, Scott Goggles, Bell Helmets, FXR for keeping me dry, Ingram Motorsports for getting my shocks. So do that rust stuff, and just everyone else.
Congratulations, Sophia. That is your top three here in the Junior Girls 10-13 class.
Thank you, Chelsea. And they are
I was going to
racing.
say, it didn't take long. Green we go. Hayden Rarick was your number one qualifier. Sterry, Schlotteroff, Poker, Cole, Rose, Freeland, Peterson, Wenzel, and Schroeder, your front row.
Oh, your leader off their sled.
Two of them.
Which sends another sled off the track as well. So we'll set the field as they hit the AMSOIL finish line.
You know, that almost looked like they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do. They got there. Do I turn here? Don't I?
Yeah.
Came off the throttle. They were at a bad angle, and the sled just very slowly tipped over.
Caden Rarick is your leader. Cameron Rose in second. Neil Dees in third. Lawson Sterry fourth. And Isaac Peterson fifth as they head down the hill for the first time.
Got to wonder if that wasn't Schlotteroff, one of the sleds that tipped over. Well, they're all back up, ready to go down the downhill. The Dirty Dozen just looking for somebody that's maybe napping a bit here that they can jump up and capture. But most of them, they all make it downhill. Let's go back uphill. Up front, that's Caden Rarick. Caden out of Schoolcraft, Michigan.
I think it actually might have been Cameron Cole that was off his sled there in that first turn.
Look at the yellow out.
Yeah.
That's still in the same area, isn't it?
It is. Having a hard time getting one of those sleds moved. Caden Rarick into the turn, back on the gas they go.
Well, you just hope nobody got hurt. You know, it's real slow over, but
Yeah, never know.
I broke a leg bone in a slow roll on a snowmobile.
Back down the hill they go. It's Caden Rarick, Neil Dees, and Cameron Rose, your top three. Lawson Sterry, Isaac Peterson, fourth and fifth right now, with Peyton Poker in sixth.
Seventh place is Logan Schlotteroff. Then it's Zimmerman, Freeland, Schroeder in 10th. Cook, Brevik, Holla, Cole, and Weissel. That is your running order.
Bottom of the hill, your leader takes a look over his shoulder. Back up the hill they go.
Still yellow, but Rarick's going to
Yeah,
work his way through there.
if they're having a hard time getting that sled started.
That's a good possibility. Boy, I think it was Dees right behind. Grabbed a handful of brake on the 170. Had it sideways a little bit. Didn't want to get a flag thrown at him for going too fast through that area. Iceman's got 2 flags ready to go. 2 laps to go, Hawk.
2 laps to go, and it's still Caden Rarick, Neil Dees, and Cameron Rose, your top three. But you see Lawson Sterry, Isaac Peterson, Peyton Poker right there trying to find their way onto the podium. A little bit longer lead now. Caden Rarick has stretched it out a bit as they head down the hill. And you can see back there, third, fourth, and fifth still quite unsettled as the battle for third now between Rose and Sterry really got heated as they headed down the hill.
That one's really heating up. Caden takes a look over his shoulder just to see where everybody's at. He's got a lap and a half left to go. There you see Dees. Now here's the battle, and look at, there's 3 of them now. That would be Rose, Sterry, and Peterson, all battling for 3, 4, and 5, and a yellow still out.
Looks over his shoulder.
There you
Yeah, that's
see,
just that sled sitting
yeah,
there. Yeah,
you see the sled sitting there. It's a Polaris. I believe it's Cameron Cole's sled, like you said.
So we'll make sure we find out. But it looks like that'll be 1 lap to go, Mike. White flag out for Caden Rarick, Neil Dees, and Cameron Rose continue to be your top 3.
Sitting on about a 2.5-second lead, but boy, when you go back 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they're bunched up pretty good. It's only about a 1.5 seconds between those 4 positions. Ooh, 3rd place went for a little bit of a ride.
Oh, and 5th is off his sled. Isaac Peterson off his sled. Yellow will come out, but he's back up, shaking the snow out of his goggles.
May have got dinged just a bit. You know, the sled was pointed in the right direction, but he wanted to get off the track.
Yep.
Let's make sure everything is okay.
Up the hill they go for the final time. Taking a right-hand turn right here. Into that GoPro final turn. The transition 8 through 10-year-old final.
Flag the flag for him.
The checkers are in the air, and the win will go to Caden Rarick. Holding on for second will be Neil Dees, and just beating Lawson Sterry to the finish line is Cameron Rose for that 3rd place spot.
Here in the transition 8 to 12-year-old class. In 3rd place, Anna Polaris out of Dorster, Wisconsin for Schubert Calf Ranches. Mom and Dad, also a big part of that team. Butch's Carpet Service in Stratford Sign. On the 130 Polaris, Cameron Rose. Hey, Cameron, good job, buddy. Look at that guy. He's happy. Good smile, man. 2nd place. What a run for this driver. Qualified last, 15th, and takes 2nd for Herculift. Anderson Maple Syrup, Woody's Traction Product. 999 Optics on the 170 Artie Cat out of Hurley, Wisconsin, Neil Dees. And your winner, flag to flag, qualified number 1 out of Kalamazoo Mortgage, Kalamazoo Insurance, and CNA Proski. From Schoolcraft, Michigan on the 696 Artie Cat, Caden Rarick. Some pretty happy drivers down there, Chelsea.
They sure are, and you know what the best part is? 2 of these riders is their very first national podium, so congratulations. Cameron Rose will talk to you first. So Cameron, up on the box for the first time ever. How does it feel after working hard all these years?
Yeah, it feels really good. I just tried to keep my lines, not to let the guy behind me pass me, and just tried.
Well, you did a great job. Who do you want to thank today?
My mom, my dad, Soyber Inc., Butch's Carpet Service, Polaris, Uncle Brad, MoveMySled.com. Anybody that I forgot.
Well, congratulations, Cameron. In 2nd spot, come on over, Neil. So, not only did you qualify 15th, you didn't even know if you were going to get through that LCQ. Talk about your racing today.
Well, I wrecked in the second heat, so when I thought I was done through there, and then when I went through the LCQ, I thought I would be done there for sure, but I got it out just in front of the 3.
You sure did. And who do you want to thank for your 2nd spot today?
Herculift, Anderson's Maple Syrup, 999 Optics, Fly, Articat, Woody's, and EVS, and Driven Racing. And I'd like to give a special thanks to my dad, my mom, my papa Jim, who I couldn't be here without, and Andy, and my grandparents, and just everyone else.
Well, congratulations, Neil. And up on top of the box for the first time ever, Caden Rarick. Now, Caden, the secret really was starts. Did you get off the line right away, and how'd you do it?
I just revved it and timed the light.
And you did a fantastic job. Who do you want to thank for your big win here today?
My mom, my dad, FXR, Articat, Kalamazoo Mortgage, Kalamazoo Insurance, CMP, Chad from CMP Racing.
Well, congratulations, Caden. That is your top 3 here in transition 8 to 10. Back to you guys for more finals action.
Great job. And they're racing. Off the line they go like rockets.
Little contact in the
Wow.
middle there. For that 129, that's Eric Downs. Down qualified 2 yesterday. He had a nasty off in one of the races that he was in. Good to see him out front here.
Man, out like a light.
And somebody charging hard. And I wonder if that is an Allred right behind him.
It is.
Yep,
So
Carson
Downs,
Allred.
Allred, and Hodge, 1, 2, 3 right now.
Boy, and the number of times that we've seen Eric Downs and
Yeah,
Carson
isn't
Allred
that the
battle on the
truth?
racetrack. Looking further back, boy, they are all over using the entire racetrack. Ooh, Allred just a little off camber. They're able to pull it back together as they get down to the bottom of the Dirty Dozen.
Back up the hill they go. Downs, Allred, and Hodge, your top 3 right now. With Peyton Hogan, Benjamin Wilbert, Logan Fratellone, Zach Farmer, Marcus Lang, Evan Christian, and Braden Kearns, your top 10.
You take a look at Carson Allred's sled on the way back on the uphill. We talked about loading with the brake and that, and how it transfers weight to the front of the sled, and then the back of the sled will get light. Watch as it just dances around. It just, the sled looks like it might be just a bit off balance. Maybe using the brake a little bit more than he intended to.
Well, I come from a dirt track background, Mike. They always said loose is fast. I wonder if that applies here as well.
Problem is, mud doesn't kind of pitch you that fast,
That's a
does
great
it?
point. You're right, and you're not jumping. And if you are, then you got problems. Eric Downs, Carson Allred, Peyton Hogan, your top 3 right now. Up the hill goes your leaders. Whoa.
See, watch Allred's sled. It's going to dance a little bit here.
Downs. Oh, hold on to it. How did he do that? Eric Downs on the sled somehow and still in the lead, Mike.
He was off the side of the sled, able to pull himself back up, had enough upper body strength to do
Man.
so. That was incredible.
Looked like he was riding a bucking bronco there for a second. Downs, Allred, Hogan, still your top 3, and that'll wake you up.
Notice that his focus is much stronger right now. He's just looking. Many times what happens to a race driver, they look right in front of them, down
Sure.
in front of them. You got to look out past you. You have to look ahead of you. And sometimes when you're looking down, that's when you get bit because you don't really anticipate what's coming. Now he's looking a little bit more out in front of him. Well, now he's worried about what's behind him.
Absolutely. Downs and Allred once again begin to battle. And it has been a rough 2 laps for your leader. And he's got 2 laps to go over the Amsoil finish line. Got on the gas that time, though.
Still got
Separated himself a little bit, Mike.
Still got about a 1.2 second lead here. That's about what it was last lap. Almost identical lap times
Wow.
these guys are putting around this racetrack.
For a second there, we had a sled going the wrong way, going up the hill.
And he probably got caught trying to take the shortcut.
I would say so, yes.
It's like Monopoly. Do not pass goal.
So it's Downs, Allred, Hogan, Farmer, then Evan Christian, Hodge in 6th, Fratellone 7th, Braden Kearns in 8th, Marcus Lang 9th, and again up the hill. A bit of a challenge for the lead, but Downs back on the gas.
And it looks like, again, here, Allred's Polaris might have a little bit more pull on the uphill than what the Artie Cat of Eric Downs. We'll take a look at the differential. However, Eric was able to put 4 more tenths of a second between the two of them, so sitting on just about a 2-second lead as he goes down this hill. Of course, he's had a little adventure here before, so really paying attention to what he's doing.
The white flag is out.
Ooh.
And your leader just hoping for that checkered flag. That's all.
That's
At
all
this
he
point,
wants to see.
He's got a half a lap to go and a good solid lead over Carson Allred.
Something that is checkered.
Peyton Hogan in 3rd, Zach Farmer in 4th, Justin Hodge in 5th. But, oh no! Hard crash for your 2nd place competitor.
Boy, that thing
Oh,
came
that was a
all
hard
the
one.
way over on top of him.
But the leader out of the final turn, the checkers fly. Eric Downs holds on literally and figuratively.
And look at how
for a
far
win.
those two were ahead of everybody.
And he is shaken up a bit, catching his breath. I'm sure we'll get the FXR mobile medical unit over to make sure he's okay. So that'll put Peyton Hogan into 2nd and Zach Farmer onto the podium for the 3rd and final spot on the podium.
In the junior 14-15. In 3rd place out of Medford, Wisconsin, racing for Fort Fremont Marine, Fly Polaris C&A Broski in 32. On the number 407 Polaris, Zach Farmer. In 2nd place from Bozeman, Montana, for Westervelt Transport, also for WPS Fly Racing and Napa, and for Polaris on the 144 Polaris, Peyton Hogan. And your winner out of Gaylord, Michigan for Diesel Freak FXR, R12 Design Stud Boy D&D Racing on the number on the number 129 Artie Cat. I'm sorry, for Fratellone FXR Artie Cat Transport Design. That's Eric Downs. Let's go down to Chelsea.
Thank you, Mikey. This is our junior 14-15 top 3 in the 3rd spot, Zach Farmer. Zach had a solid day at qualifying, ended up on the box today. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad. Huge thanks to them. They always get me here. They always spend all the money for me to be up here, and I'm so glad for that. My sisters, huge thanks to the Petersons, Fly, 999 Optics, 32, Buttles Custom Egg, Polaris, Ben, Brad, and Junior. They're a good help to us. And everybody else I forgot, thank you.
Well, congratulations, Zach. In 2nd spot, Peyton Hogan. You're a little tall for me. Why don't you come on down? Kids are getting taller as the day goes on. So, Peyton, you ended up in the 2nd spot. You're watching Carson and Eric battle it out all race long. How did you end up avoiding any incidents?
Just trying to hang on as tough as I could. I mean, I'd about fall off more than a few times. So
you know what to look for. Who do you want to thank today?
WPS, Fly Racing, Terry Hansen, Westervelt Transportation, Elite Logistics, the guys over at Polaris, my dad, my family, and Engine Ice, anyone else I forgot.
Well, congratulations, Peyton. Eric, come on down, buddy. Now, you had a little bobble in the part of the race. How do you overcome that stress or what's going on in your mind when that happens?
You just try not to think about it anymore and just keep on racing.
Well, you seem to be pretty focused. Who do you want to thank today?
Fratellone Racing, FXR, Spy, Articat, Speedworks, Stud Boy, and anyone else I forgot.
Well, congratulations, Eric. That is your top 3 in junior 14-15. More finals coming up next.
Thank you, Chelsea. Right back to racing. The green has dropped on the junior 10 to 13-year-old final, and Kyle Tomey is your leader.
Anson Shield was your number 1 qualifier. He's going to slot into 5th. Tomey, he qualified down in the order. He was your number 8 qualifier. So just shows how we're mixing him up off the front row.
We got a new leader. My goodness. Oh! Heads up, everybody.
Hey, he's up. That's good to see. Bumping and banging on the downhill.
I think it's Jordan Liebel out front then on the 511.
511? Yeah, it looks like 511.
Then Kyle Tomey and Drew Freeland, your top 3 right now. Look at Taven Woody in 4th, who crashed, if you remember, a while ago in the Woody's Racing junior girls class. Right now, she's 4th in this, the junior 10 to 13-year-old class.
Challenge between 2nd and 3rd.
So Liebel in front. Now Tomey, now Drew Freeland, then Anson Shield, then Matt Lamoureux.
Tomey almost got passed by Freeland, too. He would have fallen down 2 spots. And look at this. Ooh. They're going to gang up on him.
Oh, my goodness. Look at, there's quite the lip right there in the middle of that jump. Down at the bottom of the hill they go.
And that's Freeland. Freeland got around Tomey.
Up the hill they go. So now it would be Jordan Liebel, then Drew Freeland, then Kyle Tomey. But we'll set the field officially in a moment.
Boy, they're starting to bounce around. Like we said, really hasn't been much in the way of grooming here for a number of races. Just letting the track kind of fall into its own.
2 laps to go for Jordan Liebel. Anson Shield in 2nd.
Yeah, and Anson was able to work his way up. Like I said, he was your number 1 qualifier. Slotted back into about 5th or 6th. Now has worked his way back up to 2nd. I can see him charging hard. Look at this. He was 2 seconds.
Oh, goodness sakes. Hold on to it. Woo-hoo.
2 seconds faster last lap than what your leader was.
May I remind you of that lip I pointed out a couple of moments ago?
Almost got somebody else.
Almost got Kyle Tomey. Oh, and it did get somebody just now. Woo. So now I believe that would make it, you know what, I'm not even going to speculate. Let's wait till they get around to the AMSOIL finish line. I do know that it's still Jordan Liebel in front.
Yep. Shield in 2nd. You know, you talk about this racetrack, how it's developed and how it is, kind of creating its own difficult spots.
One lap to go.
You know, your junior 10 to 13. These are the guys that, man, they're gutless. They're pushing as hard as they can. Yellow's still out, so that sled's still in the racetrack there.
I don't think gutless is what you meant. I think you meant they got nose. They're not afraid. How about that?
Okay.
That's it.
That sounds better,
Yeah,
too.
that's much better. Jordan Liebel, then Anson Sheila, now Drew Freeland in third. That sled sitting there in the middle of the track. Hopefully everybody's okay. We'll keep you up to date on that. Again, our FXR mobile medical unit always on the scene. Extra caution always in play. Make sure, especially these young ones, are completely fine before they move on. Out of that final turn, the checkers will await, and the win will go to Jordan Liebel. Second place will go to Anson Shield, and holding on for a hard-fought third place finish, Drew Freeland. Drew Freeland will come across in third.
That's in third place. Out of Cochrane, Minnesota, racing for Bath Fitters FXR. CNA Pro Skis on the 821 Arctic Cat, Drew Freeland. In second place from Eveleth, Minnesota for Arctic Cat Fly Racing, Fox Shocks, HP, and Rocks. His name, Matt Lomare. And your winner out of Quebec, Canada for Warner Racing, BRP XPS, and Troy Lee Designs on the 511 Skidoo, Jordan Liebel. I think Chelsea was dancing. Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Question time, Chelsea.
I'm always here, guys. I'm always here. In third spot, we got Drew Freeland. Drew, talk about that track a little bit. It's starting to get rough out there.
It was really rough and the snow's really sticky, so it's really hard to see.
Who do you want to thank today?
I'd love to thank my mom and dad, FXR, Arctic Cat, Speedworks, Division 6, Fox Shocks, my family, God for keeping me safe, and all the fans for coming out to watch.
Well, congratulations, Drew. Fun race to watch. Over in second spot, Anson Shield, you had some amazing starts today. What do you contribute to those great starts?
I gotta thank my dad and Steve Hool from Speedworks.
Well, they sure got you tuned up good. Who else do you want to thank today for your second spot?
I want to thank Arctic Cat, Town Snow Sports, Explode, my mom and dad, my grandpa, Blown Concepts, Fly Racing, and everyone else. Thank you.
Good job today. And up on top of the box, Jordan Liebel, you had a tricky day today. You were down, you were up, you crashed, you were here, you were there, and now you won. Who do you want to thank, and tell us about your racing?
Oui, ça a bien été aujourd'hui. J'aimerais ça remercier ma mère, mon père, Skidoo, Enzo, Warner Racing, Troy Lee Design, tous ceux qui me supportent. Merci.
Congratulations, Jordan. Felicitacion. Great racing here in Junior 10-13. More to come up next.
Into this race, too.
And they're racing. They throw snow in Iowa.
Look at the middle again, about the third sled in. That's where you're seeing the big hole shot. One of those Polarises working their way down into the roundabout. And there's some bumping and banging going on.
I wonder if anybody's got roundabout by Yes back in the truck they can throw on.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now look at that. Oh, wait. What happened?
Now your leader still, we got 16 sleds,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
going to go to 2 pages here.
That's
real
right.
quick.
Yep.
Boy, in fourth place, hold on. Carson Allred out
Wait a
front.
minute. Didn't we just see these two battling a moment ago?
We did. Eric Downs, Justin Hodge, Lemieux sitting in fourth, and Fratellone, Hogan, Archibald.
Oh, sleds
and
off
Kearns
and
in eighth.
into the trees. And looks like he's up and after his sleds. Looks like he's fine.
His dad going, I told you,
know.
don't put it in the trees.
Now, wasn't Carson Allred the one that had the Indo a couple of races ago?
Yes,
and
he did.
Now he's out front and leading?
No, not Carson. That would have been, yes, it was Carson
Yeah.
Allred.
So here's what happened. This is why the sled ended up in the trees. Oh, my goodness. That's
Sideways,
that lip.
yep.
I'm telling you, there is a lip right there. And now this sled decides
two of them that
it wants to
came
go
over there.
find a deer stand. And it does. It looks like everybody's up and moving. Can't get that one fired, though. So it's Allred, Downs, and Lemieux, your top three right now. Braden Kearns in fourth, Zach Farmer in fifth. The junior 16, 17-year-old final with 3.5 laps to go here in Dubuque, Iowa. Into that GoPro final turn, headed for the Amsoil finish line. And Allred continues to lead Downs.
Boy, Eric trying everything he can do to try to make up some ground. You see the way he kind of slid that corner just to try to keep the track digging. Now, here's where he can catch up just a bit.
For sure.
I mean,
Especially
the yellow
with
is
the yellow,
out.
yeah.
You can't make a pass, but you got to keep your track on the ground. But it's you try to put a little more speed into it, try to catch the guy in front of you.
Mike, for people new to the sport, they just saw these two racers a few moments ago in a different class. Are they the same sleds or different sleds?
Same sleds, so really, more than likely they're the same sled. You look at the crews and the mechanics and that. You got a yellow now. You see Iceman out there telling everybody to go out. Somebody on the inside, 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 laps to go now.
Like the one
final.
was it's 41. But I didn't catch it all. We'll have to try to get the names on that. More than likely they're the same sled, which means that the crew chiefs have very short amount of time to just check them out quick, make sure the belt's all right, maybe clean the clutches, put a little fuel in them, change the goggles for the racer, and away they go.
One of the million reasons that I am in the booth and not on a sled is because of the resilience it takes to endo in one race and 2 races later be out front, like Carson Allred is right now, Mike. Inside move on a slower sled. The yellow is still out, as the white flag will come out as well for your leader. Down the stretch he comes. Allred, Downs, Lemieux, your top 3 right now. Working his way through some slower traffic.
Charging hard on the outside.
That's into your leader.
Trying to get around lappers.
And up the hill he goes for the final time. Allred, Downs, Lemieux, then Zach Farmer and Tyler Archambault into 5th place right now.
Justin Hodge. You can imagine the look underneath that helmet. What are you doing?
Out of that final turn, for the final time, the checkers will fly, and Carson Allred will win the junior 16, 17-year-old final. Eric Downs comes across in 2nd, and Raphael Lemieux holds on for the 3rd and final spot on the podium.
3, junior 16, 17. Ane Skidoo out of Terrebonne, Quebec, Canada. On the number 44 Skidoo, 3rd place goes to Raphael Lemieux.
Twist and shout.
Congratulations, Raphael, in 2nd place. Out of Jordan, Minnesota for Franalone Racing, FXR, Artie Cat, Transport Design, and also for Northland Tree, the 129, Eric Downs. And your winner, good to see him up after an incident in an earlier race out of Gaylord, Michigan for Diesel Freak, FXR, R12 Design and Stud Boy, Carson Allred. There they are, your top 3, junior 16, 17, and Chelsea's got some questions for him.
I absolutely do. In junior 16, 17, 3rd spot, Raphael Lemieux, you are just covered in snow, and you have the flap on the on your brim here. Talk about how that helps you.
Ouais, ça a quand même bien été, là. J'ai pas fait un bon départ, mais j'ai quand même remonté, puis ça allait bien, là.
And who do you want to thank?
Merci à mon père, mon mécano, BRP, Concession Manuel Veillé, Motovan, Zox, Scott, Subway, Shot, AVS, Max.
Well, congratulations. Great race today. And in the 2nd spot, Eric Downs, you got into a little issue with some lap traffic at the bottom of the hill. Talk about that.
I was just trying not to hit him and crash from it.
Well, good thing you did, and you ended up 2nd spot. Who do you want to thank?
Franalone Racing, FXR, Spy, Articat, Speedworks, my grandma, my parents, Tony, Jeremy, and anyone else.
Well, congratulations, Eric. All right, come on down, Carson. I think after that nosedive in your first final here today, we were all like, well, that was a good day for Carson. Well, okay, we'll see him at the next race. But you overcame everything and ended up on top of the box. Talk about your day here in Dubuque.
My started pretty good. I had my knee is a little sore today from last night, but yeah, I just went over the bars in that one final and just tried to redeem myself in the next one.
And you did it in a great way. Who do you want to thank for your big win?
My mom, my dad, my sister, everyone at Polaris, Junior, Ben, Brad. Walker Evans, Diesel Freak, R12 Designs, 999 goggles, Fly helmets, FXR gear, Mega Power Sports, Firehouse subs, and that's it.
Well, congratulations, Carson. Cool top 3 up here in Junior 16-17. Back to you guys in the booth.
These young racers.
Just think of how many
weekend.
racers they sponsor. Riley Besker,
yes,
the
on and on,
and everybody. So,
and we are green. Transition 8 through 12-year-olds.
Sophia Halsey in this race, Fratellone sponsoring her as a female driver, and even bumping up into transition 8 to 12.
Wow, we got quite a race up front right now.
Oh, look at them all. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
the bump drafted.
Move.
Drew Freeland out front. Kellen Chaperone in second, and Aiden Leonard in third right now.
That was Sophia Halsey. Trying to get
off the sled.
Trying to get some people to move so she could get through.
And there goes your sled. Technically, your sled is still in 8th place right now.
Yep.
Now 9th.
And be aware the sled's not running. That's just freewheeling down the racetrack.
That's just mean. Oh, thank you for stopping. Now, if it starts going again, so we will take it back up front, and I believe that's still the 821 of Drew Freeland.
Kellen Chaperone right behind.
You'll see the left-hand turn here at the GoPro final turn, and we'll give you a full rundown on who is where. Drew Freeland, your leader right now, is out front. Kellen Chaperone is in second. Aiden Leonard in third. The yellows have been cleared, so everybody up and back on their sleds.
Hayden Meyer will come across in fourth. Then it's Jordan Liebel in fifth. Sophia Halsey fell down to 6th spot. Racer Frank in 7th, and Josh Conley. Those are your top 8 right now.
Bottom of the hill is Drew Freeland. A sizable lead for Drew Freeland out of Corcoran, Minnesota for Bath Fitter, FXR, and CNA Pro Skis. Corcoran, literally my backyard, Mike.
You're what, in Maple Grove or Seago?
I'm in Maple Grove. It backs right up to Corcoran, Minnesota. Out of that final turn, over the Amsoil finish line, 2 laps to go for Drew Freeland.
Big swoop, taking that jump on the downhill. And he'll transfer to the inside, trying to find a little smoother line. Hold on, don't let it start tail whipping you. You're in trouble, buddy. Woo-hoo.
Somehow, Drew Freeland hangs on to it.
And that's the old shake the head going,
yep.
Why did I do that?
Yeah. Great job. Back up the hill they go. Again, the transition 8 through 12-year-old final. Drew has to adjust his line a bit to get around Tyler Poker. And they make their way up the hill. Freeland, Chaperone, and LaBelle. Your top 3 right now.
Guys should note Cameron Cole was supposed to be in this race. Cameron was the driver at the beginning of a final here just a couple of races ago that came off early on. They were attending to him, apparently making sure that he is okay and attending to his needs. We hope the best for him.
Yep, just taking the rest of the day off, perhaps. But Drew Freeland, with the white flag, less than a lap to go, way out front. Jordan LaBelle into second, as he is on a charge late in this race. Kellen Chaperone is in third now. Up the hill for the final time, Corcoran, Minnesota's Drew Freeland, your #1 qualifier coming into this transition 8 through 12-year-old final. Into the GoPro, final turn for the final time, and the checkered flags await. Drew Freeland will win here in Dubuque, Iowa.
#1 qualifier won both his heats and the final, so a clean sweep for Drew today in the transition 8 to 12 class. Good run for him. Congratulations.
Jordan LaBelle in second. Kellen Chaperone in third. Aiden Leonard in fourth. Hayden Meyer comes across in fifth.
In third place, out of Edina, Minnesota for UFC Farm Supply, HTS Security, Moto Primo, and FXR. On the 254, Artie Cat, Kellen Chaperone. Oh, look at the smile on his face. Congratulations, Kellen. Second place, he was your #10 qualifier out of Quebec, Canada for Warner Racing, BRP, XPS, and Troy Lee Design, Jordan Liebel. Twice this day for Jordan up there. Congratulations. And your winner out of Corcoran, Minnesota for Bath Fitter, FXR, and CNA Pro Ski on the #812 Hardy Cat, Drew Freeland. Let's go down once again to Chelsea.
3 in transition, 8 to 12 class. Kellen Chapman, our third place rider, making the trek out here to Iowa. Now, Kellen, you race a lot over the winter regionals and nationals. How does that help you throughout the season?
It just gives you a lot of practice for the nationals and helps you out.
And it shows. Who do you want to thank for your third spot?
I would like to thank UFC, FXR, HTS, FXR, 999, Fly, and all my other sponsors.
Well, congratulations, Kellen. In second spot, Jordan LaBelle up on the box once again today in transition 8 to 12. Who do you want to thank?
J'aimerais remercier ma mère, mon père, Warnet Racing, Enzo Suspension, Trolley Design, Équipement Villeneuve, Abattage BCD, tous ceux qui me supportent. Merci.
Congratulations, Jordan. And on top of the box today, Drew Freeland, you were out here earlier. Did you know what you needed to do to get up on the box, and how did you accomplish that?
Well, I thought I did, but then the downhill was so sketchy, I thought I fell off 4 times, but yeah.
Yeah, the guys were pretty excited when you just sent it that one time. What was going through your mind?
I was just hoping I wouldn't fall off.
Well, and you didn't. You made it up on top of the box for the number 1 spot. Who do you want to thank today?
I'd love to thank God for keeping me safe, my mom, my dad, FXR, Speedworks, Articat, Division 6, CNI Pro Skis, Fox, The Shock Shop, my grandma and grandpa for watching, both my grandma and grandpas, all my friends and family, the track workers for making the nice track, all the fans, and everyone who put this event on. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Drew. Great racing today in 8 to 12. I think we're going to take a break from finals actions and get into some practices.
Racing! And to turn 1 they go. Inside line was the fast one, but a great start on the outside, yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Somebody just about off the edge. That would have been a long ways down.
We'll set the field for you. Brian Peterson, Taylor Cole, Jordan Wolf, your top 3 right now.
Then you got Bo Tibbetts, Justin Hermeyer, Epling in 6th, and it's Goski, Stam, Keegan Bacra, and Travellini. Those are your top 10 drivers.
Down the hill they come. At the very bottom of the hill, Peterson still in your lead, but Cole trying to find a way around him. Goes to the inside. They drag race up the hill.
Boy, bar to bar.
Literally. I thought they were hooked together for a second.
They did, and I was looking for bad things there. One of them easily could have got launched to the left or out into the woods.
Continues to be Peterson. Cole and Wolf will set the field for you once again as they make their way out of the GoPro final turn. Over the AMSOIL finish line with 4 laps to go. Peterson, Cole, Jordan Wolf, Bo Tibbetts, and Justin Hurlmeyer, your top 5.
About a 1.2 second differential between first and second. Taylor Cole trying to make up some ground. And here again, he may look a tad bit faster on the downhill than what Peterson does. But then when they go back uphill, Peterson may have a little bit of an advantage as they go and ascend up the hill.
Well, you almost have to choose. Do you want to be fast down the hill or up the hill, right?
Not there, though. Look at that. He got around him, didn't he?
Wow.
He sure did.
He sure did.
Taylor Cole got around Brian Peterson.
Medina,
so
Minnesota.
Got a new race leader.
Well, you sure do. Medina, Minnesota's Taylor Cole is your leader. Brian Peterson in second. Jordan Wolf in third. Down the hill they come once again. If memory serves, Taylor Cole, I believe, did he win a final a little bit earlier as well? Or maybe finished on the podium?
I'm trying to remember.
As I get old, it's hard to remember this stuff. But I do know this. He's out front now with 2.5 laps to go. Taylor Cole out of Medina, Minnesota is your leader.
Yeah, he's racing for Carlson Motorsports. They're sponsored by FXR, ERX, Playstead Companies, Valley Dental, Sport Tech.
Top of the hill. Good, solid lead. My goodness. 2 laps to go for Taylor Cole.
He just keeps lengthening it out, too, doesn't he? Boy, Peterson ran such a strong race there for quite a while, too. Was able to stay out front. Cole just waiting to make the pass. Once he got around, he checked out.
It's Cole, Peterson, Wolf, and then Bo Tibbetts, Marco Travellini, Drew Goski. He's in 6th. 7th is Justin Hurlmeyer. Austin Stammen 8th. Keegan Bacra 9th. And Kenny Mandrick is 10th right now. Up the hill they go.
What does this tell you? Last lap, Taylor Cole was 2 seconds faster than everybody on the racetrack.
The white flag will fly as he hits that AMSOIL finish line. 1 lap to go for Taylor Cole. Down the Dirty Dozen he goes for the final time.
Just be consistent, steady. Push any harder than you need to.
He's at the bottom of the hill. A little look over his shoulder and back up the hill goes the 714. And look at that back there. That's the battle for third on the, actually that's the battle for fourth, I should say, on the left-hand side of your
there's
screen.
3 sleds there. That was the battle for fourth between Tibbetts, Travellini, and Goski.
And into the final turn. For the final time, the flags fly and the win goes to Taylor Cole in the Sportlight final here in Dubuque. And there goes Peterson, a strong second place, and Jordan Wolf will round out the top 3. Cole, Peterson, Wolf will make the podium. Oh, the battle for fourth in the last turn. And Goski got around Travellini.
Yeah, he did inside line, worked it hard, was able to take and put a little pressure on him, push him outside, make the pass, and end up for third place. In third place, out of Montreal, Wisconsin, racing for IBC Better Boilers, Cloverland Motorsports and Rentals, Uncle Rick, and Polaris Racing. On the number 857 Polaris, Jordan Wolf. Second place from McHenry, Illinois for Fly Racing, Big Kid Power Sports, Goodwin Performance, and also for CNA Pro Skis. On the number 112 Skidoo, Brian Peterson. And your winner from Medina, Minnesota, racing for Carlson Motorsports, FXR ERX, placed at companies in Valley Dental along with Sport Tech. On the 714 Polaris, Taylor Cole. Let's again go down to the winner's circle and Chelsea Storage. Chelsea?
Thank you, Mikey. This is our top 3 here in Sportlight. In the third spot is Jordan Wolf. Jordan, what would you say the most challenging part of that track was today?
I'd have to say the roost. It was pretty bad and it was quite wet, so it made the goggles a little, had water on them, but I just had to get through it and try to stay on my sled.
Yeah, definitely a little bit warmer day today than yesterday. Who do you want to thank for your third spot?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my sister, all my friends and family watching back home, Cloverland Motorsports, Uncle Rick, Eldorado Mexican Restaurant, IBC Boilers, Ron White, Grandma and Grandpa Engberg, Grandma and Grandpa Wolf, Sharon's Coffee Company, Chubb and Sandy's, Lake Ogibic Outpost, Lake Ogibic Motel and Sled Rental, Bonshell Cafe, Lake Ogibic Outpost, Polaris, Fly, Stud Boy, and CNA Pro.
Well, congratulations, Jordan. In second spot, we've got Brian Peterson. Brian, come on down. Now, you and Taylor were bar to bar right off of that start. What was your favorite part of this track today?
Honestly, the downhill. I mean, there's nothing like that. Having a good downhill, and some of the tracks this year have been kind of flat, so it's nice to actually get to head down some hills for once. Absolutely.
And Brian, who do you want to thank today?
I got to thank my dad, my brother for coming out, my mom back at home watching, all my friends, my mechanic, Jared, for working on my sled all weekend, Big Kid Power Sports, everyone at Skidoo for helping me out this season with the sled and parts. Means a lot. Fly Racing, Spy Goggles, Rock Speed FX for the hand guards, protecting my hands from the roost today. Thanks to all of you guys. It means a lot.
Congratulations, Brian. And on top of the box today, Taylor Cole. I just mentioned to Brian that you guys were bar to bar right off of that start. You had to wait a little bit to get by him, though. Talk about waiting and that patience that you had to have.
Right at the beginning, in the bottom of the downhill, we hooked skis and we actually got stuck where we weren't able to do the first 2 doubles, and I was a little impatient there, and just trying to get around them.
And you were able to do so with a great win today. Who do you want to thank for your number 1 spot?
Huge thanks to Polaris, Carlson Motorsports, Sport Tech, Amsoil, Walker Evans Shocks, Woody's, Kenny, my dad, my mom, my sister and brother. Just hope my brother's okay. He went to the hospital in his last final, and hopefully he's all right.
Well, we'll all be thinking about Cam. Congratulations, Taylor. Celebrate your big win. Congrats. All right, that is your top 3 in Sportlight. I'm going to make my way back to the booth for some 120 action up next.
And we're racing in Iowa.
Look at the inside. That's where we found everybody watching hard, but look who is out early on. Could this be another repeat of Saturday nights for Tucker Hibbert?
He is the Saturday night special this year. He is Tucker Hibbert, and the T-Train is out front. The flames fly for the T-Train. Peter Narsa on his tail trying to reel him in.
Now, that part of the racetrack's changed. Look how they made a little bit bigger jump there. You could try to double up or even triple. These guys staying pretty consistent early on. There, Tucker doubles up. Here he doubles again down into the corner. So it's Hibbert down into the corner first. It will be Narsa right behind him, Kyle Pauline in third.
Yep, that's right. And Hibbert back up the hill. You look at it a little bit different up the hill as well. Able to triple right there. Able to double perhaps at the end of it. Maybe not. Finding their way through in a brand new track for them.
And I was watching that. If you watched everybody behind Hibbert, they struggled just a little bit. I'm trying to make that triple on the uphill. We'll have to watch that, see how it develops. Hibbert out in front.
Over the AMSOIL finish line now. 6 laps to go for the 10-time and defending champion of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross.
Now, when we said Saturday night special, let's go back and look at how many times this year Tucker Hibbert has not performed well, or should we say performed up to his expectations on Friday night, but come back to win both his qualifiers and the final on Saturday night. And I believe he did it in Deadwood, he did it in Canterbury, he did it in New York, and he's done it in Michigan. Can he do it again here in Iowa?
He is certainly hooked up right now. All kinds of power up the hill, and now 5 laps to go for the T-Train. The battle now is Kyle Pauline in third, trying to chase down that 54 of Peter Narsa. Now last night, I should say in round 13, Kyle Pauline found himself a track he really liked. They've changed the track on him a bit, but as you can see, with that
there he went quad. There he went quad.
Kyle Pauline loves the big air, and he found it there.
Well, we had heard that there were some guys that were trying it. Kyle Pauline has done it. Now, here's the area right there. You see it when he come across? Just a bit short, landed and cased on the top of that jump, trying to triple up. Some of them guys struggling there, but Kyle Pauline, that a big quad going downhill.
Now 4 laps to go as we continue to watch the battle for second. It's Hibbert out front, and Peter Narsa, Kyle Pauline, Lincoln Lemieux, and Corin Todd. Down the stretch they come. Let's see if they quadruple again. Pauline a little loose right there.
Right here. No, he didn't have enough speed to try quad there, so he backed out of it.
Whoa, he did that time, though. That's the quad right there, and I'll tell you what, that's monster air here in Dubuque for Kyle Pauline. Up the hill they go again. And you see 2 different lines right there as Pauline tries to find a little extra horsepower to reel in Peter Narsa. Narsa in round 13 fell off the sled at the bottom of the hill, and the sled drove off without him. Trying to recoup here tonight in round 14, and so far running second to Tucker Hibbert.
Hibbert starting to pull away now. It's a little over 3 seconds between him and Narsa. About 1.5 seconds between Pauline and Peter Narsa. Pauline able to reel him in just a bit, but Lincoln Lemieux right there too, only about 0.7 of a second behind Kyle Pauline.
You see a great shot as they head back up the hill. Way up front there is Hibbert. Behind him is Peter Narsa. Now the battle is Pauline and Lemieux right there. Lemieux on that black sled right back there for AMSOIL and the U.S. Air Force. He looks to the inside of Pauline.
See if he comes back down underneath here. Not quite close enough. That's what his intents were, though. Try to cut out, come back in, and then try to sneak down underneath. 2 laps left to go. Still Pauline sitting in the 3rd place. Lincoln Lemieux in 4th.
Now there's a storyline we might want to watch all night as well. If you watch Lemieux behind Pauline, absolutely just getting smacked in the face with that snow. That roost is heavy out there tonight, Mike.
You know, it's a lot warmer today than what it was yesterday. All day long, this track had the ability to absorb sun and to make this snow rather wet. This is the kind of snow that when you're racing, if you're behind somebody and you get roosted, it's going to pack into your goggles, pack into your helmet, and you know, sometimes you've actually got to scrape it out so that you can see where you're going.
1 lap to go, and it's still Hibbert, Narsa, Pauline, and Lemieux, and there is the T-Train. Tucker got that stud boy hole shot, and he has again run away and hid. About a 3.5 second lead over 2nd place right now for the T-Train.
Boy, just so steady on the downhill. You noticed that it was just very smooth. Double, 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 double. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just being very consistent. He knows he can race that way with a 3.5 second lead.
Hibbert makes his way up to the GoPro final turn. A hard left-hander, and he'll head for the AMSOIL finish line. Checkers in the air, and Tucker Hibbert will take this Pro Open qualifier in Dubuque. Peter Narcisse second. Kyle Pauline will hold on for third. Here comes Lincoln Lemieux in fourth, and Corin Todd rounds out your top 5. And they are racing. And not a great start for Tremblay.
No, Tremblay had a bad draw there. That was his draw, the number 6 pick, and he stayed outside. Meanwhile, look down underneath. Ross Martin, and out in front, it is Cody Cam.
Yeah, Cody Cam with a stud boy hole shot way out front immediately there for Cody Cam. A left-hander, and down the hill they go.
And Martin not letting him run away from him, though. Ross will stay right with him. You see Cam, and Cam was another one of the drivers that we had heard had been practicing going big.
Right there.
Yep, that's a
with
quad.
The quad.
That's the quad right there.
Man, oh man, do you have to do that perfectly, and Cody Cam did. Back up the hill they go. It's Cam, it's Martin, it's Springer, it's Renheim, and Elias Ischel, Tim Tremblay with a horrible start way back in the back of the pack right now, Mike.
Back up they'll come. They'll make their way around the roundabout. Squares, let's set an interval between Cam and Ross Martin. About 2.2 seconds.
Now it's Springer as Ryan Springer gets around the boss Ross Martin into second place.
Right.
And I wonder if Springer goes for the quad right here as well. He does not. He'll double-double right there where Cody Cam continues to quad.
You have to have a lot of faith in your driving, plus you have to feel comfortable with it. Ryan just not feeling comfortable right now.
And Ischel now around Ross Martin. So now we've got Cody Cam, Ryan Springer, and Elias Ischel now your third place rider.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that Makita Skidoo, if Elias feels like he's got an opportunity to try charge ahead, he is going to do that. There's a battle right now, though, between Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay. That's the battle for 4 or 5.
And we've got 5 laps to go, and Tremblay got all the way to the outside as his draw on the starting line. Not a great start, trying to make up for it now. He saw what Tucker Hibbert did. He knows he needs the points, and he's trying to get around Ross Martin as they head down the hill.
Well, and he knows that Cody Cam is leading this race, too, so there's a lot of initiative for him to take and move his way through the field here and try to get up towards the front. But he trying to find lines, man. I'll tell you what, these guys struggling a little bit mid-pack.
Cam, Springer, Ischel, Martin, Tremblay, as you see that greenish-blue sled right there, the Makita sled. Oh, my goodness. Tremblay, I'm sorry, with an aggressive move right in the middle of my sentence right there, and he takes the spot away from Ross Martin,
Yeah,
Mike.
gets around Ross. Will move up now into 4th place. And, you know, we didn't mention that Adam Renheim sitting there in 6th. Adam was on the podium in round 13.
He certainly was. And Tremblay down the hill reels in 3rd place, Elias Ischel. Let's see if he's got enough laps left. 3.5 laps left in this Pro Open qualifier.
And there's a little past history between these two Skidoo drivers. There you see Elias. Spun that tail over to the side as he maneuvered the sled around the corner. Up at the top side on the roundabout. Look at the interval between these two drivers, 7/10 of a second. And look at Tremblay. Tremblay has found another gear, starting to roll in and reel in the number 200 Skidoo of Elias Ischel.
As we watch this battle, let's go down to Kate trackside. Kate?
Yeah, I was saying earlier that he really wants this track to rough up. He feels it's a good separating point for those riders who are in a lot of shape and in good shape, which he feels he is, versus those who are not. And right now you can see that he's maybe capitalizing on the fact it's getting a bit rougher.
Yeah, you know, and that'll absolutely come into play, Kate, in the finals as well when we've got so many laps out here. And nobody works harder. All these guys work hard, but we've seen evidence of Tim Tremblay in the gym.
You know, and you look at, Elias, who is so used to winning and just, dominating in the Pro Light class, moving up now into Pro Open. That's exactly one of the things that Blair Morgan said. You have to be in such good shape. You need to be so much stronger to race a Pro Open sled than you do a Pro Light sled. First-year racer, he's learning the ropes.
We've spent so much time talking about the battle for 3rd. Cody Cam just ran away. A 6.5-second lead for the Hentges Racing Polaris of Cody Cam. The 53 had a very rough round 13, a mechanical issue in the feature, only about 4 laps in, and he's making up for it here tonight in round 14. A 7.8-second lead right now on Ryan Springer, who sits in 2nd. Wow.
This could be either an 8 or maybe even a 10-point swing. if he stays out front and Tremblay stays in 4th place.
Up the hill goes Cody Camp. Massive horsepower wheeling through the whoop section as he makes his way around that final turn. The checkers will fly, and Cody Camp will take a dominant victory here in Dubuque, Iowa in this Pro Open qualifier. Ryan Springer out to the final turn himself, and the battle continues for 3rd, and Tim Tremblay got around Elias Ischel. And they're racing! And they are dead even into turn 1. But the stud boy hole shot goes to Aki Palaya. He does like this track. Spoke to him a lot yesterday, and he talked about how comfortable he feels on this big old racetrack.
The Norwegian driver, Martin Mullen, right behind him, racing out of Fratellon Racing, FXR Peterson.
Did you see Telfer? A bonsai move to get around Zach Mason right there, Mike. Wow. Telfer is all over that sled down the backstretch. He's in 3rd right now. Mason to his outside. Palaya up the hill they go. Telfer didn't have a great round 13 if memory serves. Am I right about that, Mike?
He did not. No, he didn't have a good round at all.
And Mason right on his tail right now. Both those guys just getting after this course. Around that left-hander, Aki Palaya over the Amsoil finish line. 4 laps to go in this Pro Light heat. Lindholm in 2nd, then Telfer, then Mason and Mullen. Up the hill comes your leader, or down the hill, I should say, comes your leader.
Well, he's taking way to the outside down there too, isn't he?
He certainly is.
Trying to find a good line.
Back up the hill he goes. That Jimmy John sled still freaky fast. You see a little bit there as Telfer looks like he may be reeling in Lindholm just a bit for that 2nd place spot.
Yeah, it was 0.8 of a second, almost 0.9 last time by. We'll set the interval again as they come across the timing line here at the Amsoil finish line. Well, he did because shaved off a couple of tenths of a second. Now about 0.6 of a second between Lindholm and Telfair.
That's your battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right there on your screen. Outside line for Telfer. Extreme outside line. Almost ran out of racetrack right there.
Seen a lot of them move outside. You know, this racetrack's starting to get chewed up a little bit again. So experimenting, trying to find the best line that they can.
Oh, Zach Mason holds on to it there as he's in 4th place right now.
Boy, Telfer taking a lot of roos.
Certainly did that time. Now 2 laps to go for Aki Palaya, who is out front. Andrew Lindholm in 2nd, Max Telfer in 3rd, Zach Mason 4th, and Martin Mullen in 5th. Great shot as they make their way down the hill through the Dirty Dozen.
You see Lindholm there. Lindholm out of Becker, Minnesota, which is right about in the middle of Minnesota, racing for Team Arctic and Tim's Quality Plumbing.
Martin Mullen battling with Zach Mason. Meanwhile, up front still continues to be Aki Palaya. Let's go down to K trackside.
You know, one of these things that we were talking earlier is that how these guys are so athletic. Well, one thing that Aki does is he actually works out in the morning in the hotel gyms before coming to the track. And I can honestly say I have seen him myself down on the treadmill, but that's just one way he feels he has an advantage over the other riders.
Everything helps, and he is absolutely in great shape. You can see it when you shake his hand. And right now it's paying off at the bottom of the hill. Aki Palaya about a 5-second lead, 5.8-second lead over Andrew Lindholm.
Working the final circuit here too. All he's got to do is have a good uphill run, make it around the roundabout, and that Amsoil finish line awaits him.
There's your battle for 2nd between Lindholm and Telfer. Less than half a lap to go. Around the turn and over the checkers, Aki Palaya will win this Pro Light qualifier. Lindholm will hold on for 2nd. Great run for him. Great run for Max Telfer as well. Zach Mason in 4th. Then Martin Mullen 5th. Corbin Anderson 6th.
Coming up.
It's in the starters' hands. We're racing. Pro-Lite on the racetrack in Iowa.
Right about in the middle again, and look who's out front. Wow. Jake Angove.
Jake Angove came to party this weekend. I'll tell you what, he has been so fast, not only on this track, I should say, for the last month, Mike. He has been on a rail.
You're right behind him, though. That's the Christian Brothers Racing Artie Cat. Jacob not doing a bad job keeping up with him, trying to not let Jake shake free.
And Montana Jess and Evan Dowd and James Johnston. This heat is stacked. Down the hill they come.
They'll come to the flats and watch them as they turn on the bottom side here, just kind of railing it around. Jacob trying to go underneath, wasn't close enough, so it's still Angove out front. Urich in second, Jess in third.
And a bit of a battle about to shape up back there as Jess comes up to the inside of Urich and takes the spot. Left-hander, and over the AMSOIL finish line goes your leader. And your round 13 winner, Jake Angove. And he is back out front again here this afternoon. Down the hill they come. Angove, Jess, Urich, Dowd, and Johnstead, your top 5 right now in this Pro-Lite qualifier. And the battle back there for 4th, look at that. Bar to bar down the hill they go. And I believe that's Dowd and Johnstead. And maybe, yeah, it looks like Johnstead got around Evan Dowd to take that 4th place spot. Every spot matters because you want to stay out of that last chance qualifier and make it right into the final. And with this many sleds, Mike, that's hard to do.
Coming in around 14, Angove was 51 points behind Aki Pelayo.
And Dowd got back around Johnstead.
Oh, Johnstead almost got into the back of him, and I think Johnstead would have went for a ride there.
Absolutely, and that is the battle to keep an eye on the track right now. That's still the battle for 4th, and Dowd has the spot right now. Evan Dowd out of Longville, Minnesota for Lavallee Racing. And he separates himself just a bit as they head up the hill. Great shot of our top 5 racers. Angove, Jess, Urich, Dowd, and Johnstead in this Pro-Lite qualifier with a lap, I should say 2.5 laps to go. Around the corner. And Angove over the hill, 2 laps to go now. And we go down to Kate with a little more on our leader.
You know, one of the things I was talking to Jake about earlier is the championship points and the thought process that he knows he's far enough behind from Aki that it's going to be tough, but he feels like he's trying not to think about it because he actually wants to achieve it. Guys, how much do you think in your head do you think that he's really thinking about it out on the track?
Well, I tell you what, that's why, again, I'm here in the booth, Kate, because that would be the biggest stumbling block for me. I think of that when I think of Jake Angove. I think of it when I think of Tim Tremblay in the Pro Open class as well, Mike. You go out on the track every day, not only to win, but also realizing, in Jake's case, you got to make sure you make up every point possible. And Aki Pelayo goes out and wins his heat. You've got to go win your heat, right? And he's doing it right now, by the way, with the white flag in hand, and down the hill he comes. Angove, Jess, Urich, your top 3 right now.
Angove's just put himself in a mindset, you know, that he knows what he's got to do, and he's doing exactly that. Like you said, Pelayo won his earlier heat here in round 2. Right now, Jake out front. No points plus minus. Still going to be back about what he was. I can't remember exactly how Pelayo did in his first round qualifier, but Jake did win. You have to race with the thought process that, you know, something's going to happen to the guy ahead of you, and you're going to get an opportunity to make up some points, and that's what Jake's doing.
Over the checkered flag goes Angove, and another win in the books for Jake Angove here in Dubuque as he'll win Heat 2, Round 2 of the Pro-Lite division.
Poirier Adams leaders, Loretz, Benheim, and Muller-Ruggreen.
And they are racing into turn 1. Wow, what a start. 57?
That would be Ogmeyer, Randy leaders rather on
that's
his
right.
Polaris.
And Kolka too right there as well. Into the roundabout they go. And over the AMSOIL finish line will set the field. It's leaders, it's Coutu, it's Muller, it's Adams and Benham, your top 5.
Kyle Rouse
oh my goodness. Woo.
Poirier in 7th, Lorenz, Kern, and Jensen. Andy Leaders leads him down that racetrack.
Man, did Leaders get monster air at the top of the hill.
Boy,
Bogs
really,
down a bit.
Yeah, the bogging down in the bottom part, that has been churned out a little bit. So when they come in and square it, they really got to dig through that corner to get some drive to get them going uphill.
And Katu, a great run through that section up the hill right there as he is in second right now. Muller and I believe that's Adams or maybe Benham battling behind him right there. It's hard to tell. The sleds look the same. We'll set the field.
Travis Muller, 436.
You're right, it is Muller. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Benham, there's 3 cats in a row there. Muller, Adams, Benham, and Danny Poirier in the 312 Skidoo.
Wow. Mike, you've said it over and over again, and I'm trying to learn from all your years of being around snowmobiling, but you can tell these sleds, some of them are very light in the front end, and they get monster air back there. It's something to watch them try to hold on to these sleds. Up the hill they go.
Skating, again, you know, that's when they load, even then they get heavy, that they start skating in the back a little bit, and when the track starts to go away, plus the fact that you know, they're putting more weight in the front of the skis, that's when they really start to get light. Cross flags halfway through.
That's right, 3 laps to go. It's leaders, it's Katu, it's Muller, it's Adams, it's Benham. No, yeah, Benham, and then Nicholas Lorenz in 6th. Danny Poirier 7th, Dylan Jansen, Kyle Rao, Travis Kerr. And that is your 10 sleds on the racetrack right now. Those are your 10 sleds. Wow, look at that. They're bar to bar back. Oh my goodness, off his sled. Oh, ooh, careful. Nice job getting around him. That was a 705 of Tyler Adams.
Just about got hit back there.
Ooh. Man, I believe it was Poirier that missed him by inches, but well done.
And he may have got tagged just a little bit, a little slow in getting up. Let's look at it again from behind.
Yeah, great.
There
great.
You see he is off camber. The sled lands and
just
hit
over his right ankle.
Hit his back calf or his ankle a little bit.
Yeah, good call, Mike. I did not see that, but hopefully he's fine. We'll get that FXR mobile medical unit, make sure he's just fine. Yellow light. Oh,
you got to check up. Oh, you don't want to put yourself in peril there.
Holy moly, that was scary for everybody involved. Andy Leaders continues to be your leader. A lap and a half to go. Up the hill he goes. It's Leaders, Katu, and then Muller. Good solid run here.
This was one of the comments that the drivers made, that the lines start working so that there really is only one good line, and then it's like a freight train. Everybody's following each other, and you know, really they're searching for places to pass, but you know, they're ending up just following each other.
1 lap to go in heat 3 of round 2 of the Pro Line division. But I tell you what, that may be the case, Mike, but any single jump, any single set of doubles, is a mistake waiting to happen.
It sure is.
I mean, a technical racetrack on these downhills and uphills. Bottom of the hill for the final time. Up the hill goes your leader, Andy Leaders. Cole Katu right on his tail from the very beginning of this race. Travis Muller, Nicholas Lorenz.
They'll come up into the roundabout. That's a good run for Andy Leaders. Got out front early on, held on flag to flag.
And he will take the checkers, and the win will go to Andy Leaders. Heat 3 of round 2 of the Pro Light Division, as we are back underway big time here in Dubuque, Iowa. And they are racing! And wow, what a race into turn 1.
How about a couple of brothers leaning on each other a little bit?
Quite literally.
Oh, Paul Bowerly and Kurt Bowerly, both of those guys trying to get around the corner. And Kurt leaned on him pretty hard, was able to work his way out front.
And he takes the extreme outside line in the roundabout there. Left-hander, and down the hill comes Kurt Bowerly.
Doing a little something different. I've never seen him wear a GoPro on his helmet, trying to maybe see what happens as he works his way around this racetrack.
It's Kurt, it's Paul, and then Patrick Brodeur, Paul Richard, and David Blunt, your top 5. And here comes Paul to the outside.
Kurt stays inside. Look at Paul trying to rail underneath. Didn't have position. Needed to be a little bit closer so he could get the ski on the inside of his brother, but not able to do it right there.
How many times have they followed each other around the racetrack?
I'll tell you what. In just competition, then you got to remember that the Bowerlys, Brian Bowerly and Warner's own Quadna Mountain Park, that's where they practice at, and they spend a considerable amount of time, you know, running against each other up there. So, yeah, they, you know, it was interesting when Paul talked about how he beat his brother here a few rounds ago. Oh, you know, we're competitive in that, but we each want to win, and fun racing.
It certainly is. And right now, it's great racing. Kurt Bowerly, 1 second ahead of his brother Paul. Then you got Patrick Brodeur in 3rd, Paul Richard 4th, and David Blunt in 5th.
Gillemany will be in 6th. Then it's Zimmerman, Fine in 8th, Zandra, and then Brad Meyer in 10th place.
At the top of the hill, the race continues. 3 laps to go as they cross the AMSOIL finish line right now. Kurt Bauerle, less than a second ahead of his brother, Paul Bauerle. Down the hill they come.
Paul.
Man, oh man.
There are no freestyle points here in racing, Paul.
But he continues to do it. Into the turn. Inside line this time for Kurt. Paul about a sled length behind him as they head up the hill.
Kurt got those red skis on there.
To the top of the hill they come. Inside line for Kurt.
Bauerle Racing. And these guys, a number of years ago, received the award for being the best independent team. These guys helped so many people get into the sport. Brian and his family, just so helpful to a lot of athletes that wanted to get into snowcross racing.
2 laps to go. Can Kurt hold off his younger brother, Paul? At the bottom of the hill. Now headed back up to the top they go. About to get into some slower traffic.
Boy, a lot of slower traffic. Kurt was able to get by that one lapper. You see the blue flag out telling these people to move over. There's lap traffic or leaders that want to get by you. Paul
1 lap to
low.
go, and Kurt's got the lead, but Paul has reeled him in. They head down the hill for the final time, Mike.
Nice move there by Kyle Kubella. He pulled over, let him by. This could get interesting.
It could right here. Kurt makes the move to the inside, gets around the lapper relatively easily. Paul follows him.
Paul followed him nicely, was able to get around. Everybody giving him ample room, and that's the thing about, Pro-Am Plus 30. These guys, they're all competitive, but yet, they're not going to make it difficult for anyone. Yellow on the downhill. There you see the blue waving. There's Kurt. Look at Paul.
Inside comes Paul. Into the final turn. The battle of the Bauerles this time goes to Kurt Bauerle as the checkered and the flames fly for Kurt Bauerle here in Dubuque.
Second place will go to his brother Paul. Paul qualified number 1, so those 2 guys reversed positions as far as the way they qualified.
Our top 3 in the Pro-Am Plus 30 final. Coming in third for BRP, Anderson Racing, Fly Racing, Trowel Trade Supply, Star Suspension, and Stud Boy, the 811 Skidoo, Patrick Brodeur. Well done, Patrick. Coming across in second for Digital Link, Fly Racing, AMSOIL, Skidoo, Stud Boy, and CNA Pro. The number 24 Skidoo from Duluth, Minnesota, Paul Bauerle. And our winner in the Pro-Am Plus 30, Tyson Snowcross National for Fly Racing, AMSOIL, Digital Link, Skidoo, Stud Boy, and CNA Pro, the 318 Skidoo out of Otsego, Minnesota, Kurt Bauerle. That's our top 3. Let's go down to Chelsea Scorich. Chelsea?
Thank you, Chris. We're down with our top 3 here in our Pro-Am Plus 30 class. In the 3rd spot, Patrick Brodeur. Now, Patrick, you had a little bit of trouble during qualifying, but you're able to pull it together to get a 3rd spot. How does it feel to be up on the box?
I'm happy. I felt good today. I had good energy in the qualifiers. It's just a bit bad luck. And finally worked out in my final, so I'm very happy with that.
Congratulations. Who do you want to thank tonight?
Thanks my team, Anderson Racing, BRP, Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis, Trowel Trade, Walls Unlimited, and all my friends, my family, my kids, everybody at home, everybody I forgot. Thanks.
Congratulations, Patrick. Over in the 2nd spot, Paul Bauerle. We were looking at your times today between you and Kurt over in the scoring booth, and you were literally within like 1/10 of a second of lap times. You guys must practice together quite a bit.
Actually, neither of us practice, so this is our practice. We both work full-time jobs, so this is what we get.
So kids, when you grow up, sometimes you don't need to practice, right?
Yeah, well, we've both been doing this for a lot of years, so it's just, we're out here to have fun and try to stay safe. And there's a brutal track, and I'm glad we all made through in one piece.
Absolutely. And who do you want to thank tonight?
Just our whole team, my parents, my wife, my brothers, just everybody that's been behind us, Digital Link, Fly, Western Power, Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis. We've had a great group of guys around us for over a decade, and it's just awesome.
Well, congratulations, Paul, and congratulations to you and your wife and your new baby. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, ... Up on top of the box tonight, we've got Kurt Bauerle. Now, Kurt, you got into a little bit of lap traffic. Talk about how that's kind of an unfortunate situation when you're the race leader.
It's tough. They don't know you're coming. Yeah, we deal with it pretty much every final once we work through. What's tough is you see them up ahead, you try to plan, but with this rough of a course, they're getting bounced left to right, so you try to pick your best choice, and hopefully it works out and you don't hit anybody.
Well, it all worked out for you, Kurt. Who do you want to thank tonight?
I just want to thank the crew for coming out, the crew that works back at the shop, wife Jory and baby Grace, and just want to thank the fans. It's a new event, pretty cool venue. It's really cool with the ski hills and ups and downs. We grew up doing hill cross and stuff like that, so it's been a lot of fun getting back on the hill. I want to thank the sponsors, WS Fly, HMK, Rocks, Stud Boy, Murphy Chevrolet, Digital Link, and everyone else that helps out.
Well, congratulations, Kurt. That was your top 3 in Pro-Am plus 30. We've got 120 champ coming up next.
Go green! The Recreational Motorsports 120 champ final is on the track. And they are 6 through 12 years old, and they are racing down the hill.
4 laps. Look at the speed these guys carry into this corner.
Wow. I mean, they are absolutely flying. They look like sprint cars out there. What a great shot.
Line them up. Your leader, 240, Logan Schlotteroff, Reese Bowman, Carson Berry, Jason Rarick, Peyton Poker, Brady Freeline. Those are your top 6, and they're going down the hill.
Wow, are they flying? And again, I want to spend some time saying thank you to Recreational Motorsports for making this class possible. And some giant trophies are being handed out to the top 3 tonight in this Recreational Motorsports class. And right now, Logan Schlotteroff says, I want the tallest one. He's at the bottom of the hill. Up the hill they go. The 240 is your leader. Logan out of Barnesville, Minnesota for Arcticat, Fly Racing, and 999 Optics. The battle for second may heat up momentarily. That's Reese Bowman out of 3 Lakes, Wisconsin for Timberwolf Lodge and Northside Service.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of a battle. You know, this is a big uphill.
You better believe it.
These little 120 motors working hard to pull their drivers and everybody up the hill.
And they get to the top. And your leader continues to be Schlotteroff.
Schlotteroff's going, I can hardly wait to get around this corner and head downhill again.
Over the AMSOIL finish line with 2 laps to go is Logan Schlotteroff.
Foot came off the running board there just a little bit.
And Reese Bowman not going away. Oh, hold on to her. Nice job, Reese Bowman. I'm going to say he did it on purpose, and it was sweet style.
Carson Berry sitting in 3rd. You can just see him coming into your shot right there. About 1.5 seconds, just a little bit more between Schlotteroff
a yellow
and
flag
Bowman.
Right there in the middle of the track. Both riders get around it, as does Carson Berry back in 3rd. Brady Freeland in 4th, Cameron Melrose in 5th, Tucker Hollis 6th, Tyler Martinson 7th, and Peyton Poker 8th, Grady Getsk in 9th, Sam Martinson 10th, Aiden Zimmerman 11th, Nick Brevick 12th, Anthony, I'll go with Elandfield in 13th, and Micah Schlotteroff in 14th.
Watch Bowman. Bowman's a little bit stronger on the uphill than what we've seen out of Schlotteroff.
Look over the shoulder
there.
there.
But Bowman going way to the outside. Man, he needed to stay tight right behind him.
He's trying to keep that momentum. Through the GoPro final turn, the white flag will fly. 1 lap to go for Logan Schlotteroff. And look at that. Oh,
here we go.
Almost got away from him as he makes his way through that turn. Down the hill they come. And it's Schlotteroff, Bowman, and Berry. Down the hill they go. There's the 4 and the 158.
Be Berry, the 158. Bowman,
the number 4.
The number 4. See your leader out in front there, Logan Schlotteroff.
At the bottom of the hill for the final time. I saw one of our flagmen running towards a sled. We might have lost our 3rd place rider there for a second. I could be way off though, but we do not see them on the screen at the moment. Up the hill they go. Yeah, we see the yellow over there. That might have been Carson Berry.
Because look there were 11 seconds between Berry and Freeland. Is that him right
that's
there?
him. I feel terrible for that young man. But into the final turn.
Checkers are out.
Dubuque, let him hear it. The checkers and the flames fly, and the win goes to Logan Schladeroff in the Recreational Motorsports 120 Champ 6 through 12-year-old class here in Dubuque, Iowa. Reese Bowman holds on for a strong second-place finish. And up the hill comes the battle for third.
It looks like Tucker Holla trying to make his way up the hill.
It might be. We'll set it over the finish line. Tucker Holla will take the third and final podium spot.
So let's hand out the top 3 places here in the Recreational Motorsport Final. In third place, out of Sleepy Eye, Minnesota, racing for Holla Racing, Geek Squad. Trent Micro, also for Fly Racing and 999 Optics. On the 215 Artie Cat, Tucker Holla. In second place, out of Three Lakes, Wisconsin, for Timberwolf Lodge, Northside Service. Also for Fly Racing and Stud Boy. On the number 4 Polaris, Reese Bowman. And your winner out of Barnesville, Minnesota, up in the Fargo area, on the number 240 Polaris, sponsored by Fly Racing, 999 Optics, and Western Power Sports, Logan Fratellone. I know you love talking to these guys, Chelsea. Let's have some good questions.
It is a good time down here on the podium. In the third spot, we've got Tucker Holla. Now, Tucker, we made the decision today to let you guys go down the hill. Talk about how much fun that was.
It's okay, but my sled broke down because of that, so I'm kind of mad.
Well, it broke down, but you were able to overcome and get a third place finish. Who do you want to thank today?
Bob, my mom, my dad, Donald Trump, Fly, Speedworks, Geek Squad, Trend Micro, Artie Cat, 999 Optics, and everyone watching.
Congratulations, Tucker. Over in the second spot, we've got Reese Bowman. Reese, this is your second time up here on the national podium. How pumped are you for these humongous trophies this weekend?
I'm really pumped.
They are pretty sweet. Want to thank our sponsors for these huge trophies. Who do you want to thank, though, for your big second?
My mom, my dad, Northside Service, Carter for watching at home, Steve Harris, Phil, Trenton, Corbin, everybody who helped out the team, Stud Boy, Fly Racing, Polkers, Martinsons, Timberwolf Lodge, Grandma and Grandpa, Granny and Pa, and everybody else.
Well, congratulations, Reese. Great job. And on top of the box, now, Logan, you swept the weekend here in Dubuque, Iowa. How pumped are you to be up on the box?
I feel really good. It's actually kind of like my first time on the top for champ.
Well, holy moly, girl, I hope you do it all over again in Geneva. Congratulations. Who do you want to thank tonight?
My mom, my dad, Fly, Polaris, Artie Cat, and all the other ones.
Well, congratulations, Logan. Lots of celebrations down here for 120 Champ. I'm going to send it to you guys in the booth. Pro and Women is up next.
And they are racing in Dubuque. 15 sleds into the turn. Alina Oman with the Stud Boy hole shot has the lead for the moment. Into the turn they go. I love that shot,
That
Mike.
camera shot is just wild. It shows you the speed that they're carrying into that roundabout. She is out early on, and now everybody's got their work cut out for them.
Alina Oman, Malene Anderson, Jackie Farmer, your top three with Marky Farmer and Amanda Dutzman. Fourth and fifth, Megan Brodeur in sixth. Tatum Hack seventh, and eighth is Alexa Zanstra. That's your top eight right now.
Oman outside, Anderson right behind her as they square down in the FXR corner and make their way up hills. We indicated 5 circuits around this demanding racetrack.
And Malene tries to reel in Alina, but I tell you, Alina, I should say, but the roost very, very heavy. You really saw it got into her face there at the bottom of the hill. Alina Oman out of the corner. over the Amsoil finish line. Now 4 laps to go for your leader. Malene Anderson in second. Jackie Farmer continues to run third. Now Megan Brodeur has moved her way into fourth, and Margie Farmer sits in fifth. Remember the run that Megan Brodeur had in round 13, Mike.
Yeah, she charged real hard. Just about made a pass to take the win there.
And that might have been her making the pass right there.
And I think Brodeur did get around the sled of Jackie Farmer. So now Megan Brodeur on the number 31 Skidoo sitting in third place.
She and her dad both hooked up this weekend as we saw Patrick Brodeur come across in third and on the podium in the Pro-Am Plus 30 class.
Megan qualified fifth, racing out of Anderson Racing, Fly, Skidoo, BRP, some of her great sponsors. There you see her as she works her way around. Will come across the Amsoil finish line. She's got 3 laps left to go.
Meanwhile, up front, look at the air for Alina Omen. And Malene Anderson doing her best to reel her in down the backstretch. Alina not getting away from Malene this afternoon.
Oh, look at Malene. Malene making some big ground up.
Wow.
On the sled of Omen. Let's go charge uphill now and see if she's as strong there.
That was impressive. I mean, she made up 2 sled lengths down the hill that time. Now adjusts her course to take the outside line to see if she can reel in your leader. Alina Omen.
A couple of quick wipes there. Just got roosted big time. Couldn't see where she was going.
Now 2 laps to go for Alina Omen, your leader. Malene Anderson in second.
And she saved off 7/10 of a second. So she's got 2 laps left to go.
Oh my, oh my.
This could get interesting.
Holds on to it as she makes her way down the hill. Oh my gosh, that was a hard landing.
There's a lapper right there too.
And Malene continues to reel in Alina. Into the turn they go. Now up the hill. A lap and a half to go in this Pro-Am Women Final. Look at the roost.
Oh, they just disappear.
Alina finds her way around with no issue. Malene slows up a bit because of the roost, Mike.
Let's see what the interval is. The white flag will be out this time by. I think Alina put a little more distance between them. She did about 7/10 of a second. I think, you know, a couple of reasons for that. One is because of the roost. Second is because of the lap traffic. So a couple of tough breaks there for Malene.
Less than a lap to go. Malene Anderson doing her best as she's reeled her in again, but there's a yellow flag. Watch out. Goodness sakes. Splitting the difference right there. My goodness.
Now that was one of the things that was talked about, though. You know, that safety worker was down at the bottom in that null, not up on top.
Yeah.
Driver couldn't see him until she was almost on top of him.
Great job for everybody involved getting out of the way. But into the final turn. Alina into lap traffic. Won't slow her up. The flames fly. Alina Omen will take the win here in Dubuque, Iowa. Malene Anderson comes across in second, and the third and final podium spot will go to Megan Brodeur.
In third place, out of Quebec, Canada, racing for Anderson Racing, Fly Racing, Skidoo, Balls Unlimited, and also for Stud Boy, on the number 31 Skidoo, Megan Brodeur. In second place, racing out of Vadsø, Norway, for Fratalone Companies, FXR, Artie Cat Speedworks, Spy, and Peterbilt. On the number 93, Artie Cat, Malene Anderson. And your winner out of Älvsbyn, Sweden, for Davis Racing, Polaris, BASF, Linden Oil, and Tri-State Filter. On the number 170 Polaris, Alina Omen. And let's go down to winner's circle and Chelsea.
Hey guys, thank you. This is our Pro-Am Women Top 3. In the third spot, we have Megan Brodeur. Now, Megan, you didn't get the best start. You were back at about 6th spot off the get-go. How did you make it up into third?
I just try to go between sleds and not crash. Yeah.
That's a good strategy. Don't crash. Who do you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my team, Anderson Racing, my dad, my mom, my sister, everyone back home, BRP Skidoo, Fly Racing, Scott Goggles, NKLS, also Stud Boy, CNA Pro Skis, Terralo, Trade Supply, everyone I forgot, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Megan. Over in the second spot, we have Malene Anderson. Now, Malene, we like to have a little fun. fun with our riders, and I've recently learned a fun fact about you, that you have lucky socks that you like to wear. Which pair of lucky socks do you have today?
Today I wear the ones Carla gave me, FXR Carla, and yeah, they are my lucky ones right now. They're pink.
And they are pink, and it really showed you had a lot of luck today. You were doing well. Who do you want to thank for your second place finish?
I want to thank my whole team for setting up that sled. It's so fast right now. I've been pulling all starts and pulling up that hill, and yeah. My whole team, Fat Own Racing, Artie Cat, Speedworks, FXR, EVS, my mom, my dad, my sister, my boyfriend, and yeah, all my sponsors back home and everyone I forgot, thanks.
Congratulations, Maylene. And up on top of the box, Alina Oman. Now, Maylene was really pushing you that whole entire race. You had a lot to deal with between yellow flags, lap traffic. Walk us through that race.
Oh yeah, it was tough. She was right behind me the whole race. She had some better lines going down the hill, and I had some better lines going up the hill, but she was right there.
It really balanced out. Who do you want to thank tonight for your big win?
My team, Davis Racing, Polaris, Walker Evans, my mechanic, Rob Mason, Henches Racing, Woody, CNA Pro Skis, my boyfriend, my family, Tom and Caitlin that couldn't be here this race. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Lena. That is your top 3 in Pro-Am Women's.
And they are racing! And Kyle Pauline for the moment at the stud boy hole shot, but Ross Martin into the lead.
Martin, Cody Cam right behind him. Like I said, I think they're experimenting because he's hoping to win this heat. If he does, he'll be the #1 qualifier. He'll have last pick in the front row, or 9th pick, I should say. And that's going to put him outside.
Right, Ross Martin out front for now. Oh, Elias Ishoel back there battling with Kyle Pauline into 3rd, but he is all over the racetrack through the Dirty Dozen. Whoa, my goodness.
And he just
young man.
Rugged line down the downhill.
At the bottom of the hill, now they make their way up front. Continues to be Cody Cam, who got around Ross Martin. Cam at the top of the hill for Henches Racing. That Pertec team, very, very fast. Over the Amsoil finish line, the lead, Cody Cam, Ross Martin 2nd, Elias Ishoel 3rd, Kyle Pauline 4th.
6 laps left to go. Cody with about a 1.5-second lead over Ross Martin.
A disappointing round 13 feature because of mechanical problem. But so far here in round 14, it's been nothing but checkers for Cody Cam. Look at Elias Ishoel.
He is right behind Ross Martin. Ross knows he's there. He can hear him.
And it seems maybe that Makita team has figured something out because my oh my is Elias Ishoel on a rail right now. Heavy roost in his face right there. Over the Amsoil finish line. Now 5 laps to go for Cam, Martin, and Ishoel. That's your top 3. Wow. Watching Elias Ishoel himself come down that hill is worth the price of admission, Mike.
Whew. Got some nice lines on the inside there. Ross finding a good line on the outside. Elias going inside, and then they get to the bottom. And the charge up here, I think Ross just a tad bit stronger on the uphill.
Mike, if you remember, Cody Cam won his first heat qualifier by 9 seconds.
Yep.
Now he's out in front by
almost
3.
3 seconds.
And we've got 4 laps to go. Back up front we go, though. Cody Cam continues to be your leader for Henches Racing and Pertec. Down the hill, very smooth. After that open qualifier, the first one that he won, he said it hurt a little bit a couple of times on those landings.
Yeah,
but right now,
he said especially when he was quadding and tripling.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of watching him right now, and you're seeing him doing a lot of double ups. You know, not being real aggressive. You know, you got a 3-second lead. You don't need to push as hard. You still need to run strong. But, you know, try to save the shoulder. That's the big thing.
Mike, he's running just a perfect race right now, though. Line after line after line, just smooth and perfect. Cody Cam comes down the hill.
See, now he would have tripled or quadded that before, and you see him, he just doubling all the way down.
Wow.
Oh, whoa, hold on, Ross.
As Ross Martin and Elias Ishoel right on his tail. And when you hear the rumble of the engine behind you, sometimes you get on the gas a little harder yourself. That time it almost bit the boss.
Boss man was right about in the middle of the track, got it off axis, and it just launched him all the way to the inside of the racetrack. Able to gather it back up. He's still in second place.
Now 2 laps to go for Cody Cam. Ross Martin and that man there, Elias Ishoel, the 17-year-old from Norway.
Cam's got about a 5-second lead. Martin is almost a little over 2-second lead over Ishoel. There you see them working their way down the downhill.
And Pauline right on Ishoel's tail now.
Back about another second. Not the qualifier Kyle Pauline had hoped for.
At the bottom of the hill, they make their way back up towards the top.
I'd venture a guess that Kyle, though, should have enough points to put himself in the front row.
That's
and when you go inverted lineup, that could put him exactly where he wants to be.
Lavalley Racing's Kyle Pauline over the AMSOIL finish line. Now 1 lap to go as it's Cam with 4 seconds over Martin, over Ishoel, over Pauline, and then Corin Todd, Brett Nastella, 5th and 6th in this Pro Open qualifier. Bottom of the hill for Cody Cam. A dominant day so far for the young man from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. We talk about what Tucker Hibbert needed to do to get back in the points battle. Same thing with Cody Cam. Cam, if he goes on to win here, has won both his heats. That's 10 bonus points that he's made up today.
Checkers will fly, and the win will go to Cody Cam, who is 2 for 2 on the day. Ross Martin comes across in second, Elias Ishoel third, Kyle Pauline in fourth. And they are racing! And Tucker on the inside. Does he get the stud boy hole shot? No, Peter Narsa.
But now Narsa's on the outside.
And look to the inside. There goes Tim Tremblay.
You know what? I thought Tucker may have stayed down tight, but he didn't. He went out a little bit. That allowed Tremblay to come back down underneath. And so you got Narsa. And look at Tremblay trying to come back down underneath right away.
Tim Tremblay wants this race, Mike.
Wants the 5 bonus points for sure.
But right now it's Narsa, and Hinches could go back-to-back Pro Open qualifiers here with a win from Narsa. Hold on to it, Tremblay. Stream inside for Tremblay, and he almost ran out of racetrack, Mike.
Tremblay trying to ramp around and square underneath, but like you said, became very tight on racetrack. Look at him now as he's taking challenges back up, and Tucker slotted back into 4th place.
Sure
he's fallen
did.
back as Lincoln Lemieux's gotten by him.
I think Springer might have as well, so we'll find that out in a moment as Peter Narsa continues to be your leader. Tim Tremblay, then Ryan Springer, then Tucker Hibbert, then Lincoln Lemieux.
Yeah, it was Springer that got by. Lemieux did not get by him. Lemieux sitting back in 5th. So, like you said, Springer in 3rd, Tucker Hibbert in 4th, and Lincoln Lemieux in 5th.
The best thing a teammate can do for another teammate at this point is for Peter Narsa to keep Tim Tremblay behind him in this qualifier, Mike.
Sure will.
Look at the horsepower on that sled.
You know, Cody's still going to gain some points on him, but not nearly as many points as if, you know, he was to allow Tremblay to win here. So again, if Narsa can stay out front, that's going to limit the damage.
Woo! My goodness, did he get air there. Peter Narsa, your leader at the moment, had an incident right about here last night, and the sled rode away without him. But tonight, he stays on and stays out front. Tremblay continues to try to reel him in. They head up the hill now with 4.5 laps to go.
Tremblay's got that thing dancing around.
This year battle between Tucker Hibbert and Lincoln Lemieux for 4th. Tucker Hibbert back there won his first Pro Open qualifier. Had an average start this time and back in 4th right now. He said it after he won that Pro Open qualifier. The start means so much, and we're seeing that right now.
And he was way to the inside. That didn't pay off for him. Narsa a little off camber there, able to gather it back up.
Actually, that's Ryan Springer.
I'm sorry, yeah, 541. Yes, it is.
And back up front, we've got a new leader, Mike. Narsa tried to hold him off and couldn't do it, and Tim Tremblay goes to the lead. So now it's Tremblay, it's Narsa and Springer as we make our way around over the AMSOIL finish line. The AMSOIL sled's your leader. Tremblay, Narsa, and Ryan Springer, your top 3 with 3 laps to go. Tucker Hibbert into 4th, Lincoln Lemieux 5th, and Rinheim 6th, Andrew Carlson 7th. But Tremblay needs this win, and he knows it at the bottom of the hill.
Looks over his shoulder, laps counting down. Goes back uphill, pretty much staying right in the middle, and then transitioning out to the outside of the racetrack.
Let's take a look at how Tremblay got around your leader here, Mike.
Watch him as they go on the uphill here. He goes way inside. Then as they, this is the downhill rather.
Yeah.
And then into the FXR corner, just carried more speed on the inside, was able to make the cut underpass, kind of a block pass on Peter Narsa. Clean racing, good pass by Tim Tremblay.
Tremblay has been hooked up all year long, and he's hooked up again here tonight. At the bottom of the hill, a lap and a half to go. It's Tremblay, it's Narsa, it's Springer, it's Hibbert, and Lemieux. That's your top 5 in this Pro Open qualifier. Up the hill they go. Springer on the 541, Tucker Hibbert on the 68. Whew. Bucking Broncos up the hill. Tucker looks to the inside of Springer for the moment.
I think, Tucker wanted to make a move on Springer, but Springer is kind of bouncing all over, didn't know exactly where he was going to end up.
1 lap to go as the white flag flies. Tremblay, Narsa, Springer, Hibbert, Lemieux.
Last time down the downhill.
Springer to the inside. Hibbert to the out. Lemieux lurks in the background. Here comes Tucker. And Tucker on the outside for the moment has the spot, but Springer gets it back. Now Hibbert underneath.
Yeah, Hibbert able
to... what a pro move.
You know what? Like you said, Springer had position, but then Hibbert kind of come back underneath, was able to make the pass.
And Tim Tremblay will take that win. The checkers fly, and Tim Tremblay takes the Pro Open qualifier. Peter Narsa in 2nd. Tucker Hibbert in 3rd. Ryan Springer 4th. Lincoln Lemieux in 5th. And they are racing. 10 sleds into the turn. Only 5 make the transfer. I think Montana Jess may have gotten the stud boy hole shot.
Benham's in that battle.
Yeah. What did they both do?
And then the 14, James Johnstead.
Boy, oh boy, you said it, but what an LCQ.
It is.
When you've got 30 sleds, a lot of good sleds don't make it straight to the final.
Look who's sitting in 9th right now. Nicholas Lawrence may not make another final. Boy, he was so strong early this season. Johnstead out front, then it's Benham, Montana Just, Travis Kern, Denny Poirier sitting on the bubble. Then it's Okamar Heltman, Mullen, Patno, Lawrence, and Anderson.
That's a stout field, and only 5 of them will make the final. They're elbow to elbow in 3rd and 4th right now as they head up the hill. We'll set the field for you again momentarily. They are bunched up on the transfer spot. Into the turn they go, out of the GoPro final corner. It's Johnstead, it's Jess. Then Benham, then Poyer, then Martin Mullen, then Oakmar Hugman, then Nicholas Lorenz, Corbin Anderson, Travis Kern, and Leo Patino.
Yeah, there was quite a shuffle up there for 3, 4, and 5. Johnstead out front, got about a 1.4 second lead over Montana Jess.
Into the turn they go. Wow. Bogs quite a bit, slows up a little bit, and up the hill they go. Again, it's Johnstead, Jess, Benham, Poyer, and Mullen right now your top 5, but that's in doubt as Oakmar Helgman now getting into the battle.
Come on, look at Lorenz. Lorenz putting that 572 Polaris for everything it's worth to try to get into the back row.
And he just did.
For the Pro Light final.
He just did, Mike. He's into 5th now. Is Nicholas Lorenz. At one point, he was in 9th. And now up to 5th. So it's Johnstead, Jess, Benham, Poyer, and Lorenz, your top 5 with Mullen, the man on the outside looking in.
Down into the bottom, swooping back up, lap starting to count down on the final lap here. LCQs do not last long. It's like a sprint to try to get in.
Into the final turn. The checkers fly. The LCQ's over. James Johnstead makes it into the race, as does Montana Jess. Daniel Benham, Danny Poyer, and Nicholas Lorenz fights his way into the final spot and into the feature. And they're racing in Dubuque. Into the turn they go.
That's where they squared away right there. That's the 114 or the 112, I think, of Peterson. Oh,
They're
they get pushed
bunched
out
up
of it.
in the turn right there.
Anderson, there's another driver that had an issue. That's going to be Jake Giesman out front.
The 139
right behind
Giesman
him is Jay Laura.
Then Taylor Cole, Colin Kearns, and Adam Peterson right now, your top 5 as the FXR Sport Class heads down the hill for the first time. A 6-lap feature, and Giesman's out front.
Big, strong turn there. Giesman works his way back up the racetrack. Laura, as we said, in second. Cole, Kearns, Peterson, Anderson in sixth. Pat Note, Brady Love in eighth.
Your leader all over the place as he comes up the hill from Cadillac, Michigan for Polaris Racing is Jake Giesman into the GoPro turn. He'll make his way towards the AMSOIL finish line. We'll set the field. Continues to be Giesman, Lura, and Cole, your top 3. Down the hill they come.
Well, 1.2 seconds between Giesman and Laura. Another 1.2 seconds between Laura and Taylor Cole, and then the field back a bit. So these top 3 starting to run away with this race.
And up the hill they go now. Great shot right there as we see the sleds lined up as they make their way through that whoop section. Cole looks like he's reeled in Lura just a little bit.
He's on the inside running hard.
And Taylor Cole, I believe the brother of Cameron Cole, whom we were just speaking about before the race started. And I know Cam has returned to the racetrack. Our thoughts are with you, buddy. Glad to see you're okay. You got a cool scar for the rest of your life now. Down the hill they come. Giesman, Lura, and Cole. Then Anderson and Patino, your top 5. Big air for Giesman. And that, I'm telling you, Mike, that race for seconds is going to get heated before this race is over. Look at the battle for 4th back there behind him as well.
Yeah, and that is the sled of Cameron Anderson and Hunter Patino. Anderson on the 725 machine, and I think Patino got around him. He did.
So up the hill they come, and Patino's been fast all day long as well.
Now Brady Love starting to charge, try to get around Cameron Anderson.
They make their way up the hill. And 2 to go now for Giesman.
That's the
Giesman, Lura, and Cole.
That's the 208 sled right there. That is the machine of Hunter Patino in 4th, looking over his shoulder. I'm not sure if he may have a problem or something, but
something happened with his hand.
Yeah, let's take a look further up front again. Jake Giesman still out in front with about a 1.6 second lead over Jay Laura.
And Giesman has just been perfect this entire race. Opened no doors at all for Jay Laura to reel him in and get around him.
Laura had made a couple of charges on the downhill, but Giesman was able to counter and stay out front.
The white flag will fly. 1 lap away from victory now is Jake Giesman. Again, Giesman from Cadillac, Michigan, trying to hold off Jay Lura. Lura from Hawley, Minnesota for KC Motorsports. And down the hill they come for the final time.
Double there, landed nicely. Again on the downslope.
And the battle for 3rd starts to rage, Mike. Look at that.
Yeah, boy, they're bar to bar.
Taylor Cole and Hunter Patino at the bottom of the hill. Half a lap to go.
Patino underneath here. Nope, wasn't able to make it work.
That's the spot, the final spot on the podium, and the battle rages. Cole, a little cockeyed up the hill. Here comes Patino. They're bar to bar into the final turns. But for the checkers, Jake Giesman has won in Dubuque. Jay Lura in 2nd, and Taylor Cole will hold on for the 3rd and final podium spot. What a charge from Hunter Patino, who comes across in 4th, and Cameron Anderson in 5th.
Here's your top 3 in the FXR Sport Final. In 3rd place, out of Medina, Minnesota, racing for Carlson Motorsports, ERX Plastead Companies and Valley Dental. That's the 714 machine of Taylor Cole. In 2nd place, from Hawley, Minnesota for KC Motorsports, Polaris Fly 999 and Walker Evans Shocks, Jay Laura. And your winner out of Cadillac, Michigan for Polaris. Also for Giesman Excavating and Landscaping, Walker Evans Shocks and FXR, Jake Giesman. Let's throw it down to Chelsea, who's in winner's circle.
Thanks, guys. This is our FXR Sport class. Up in the top 3, Taylor Cole, you had quite the battle going on with Hunter Patnode right up to the last minute of that race. Walk us through the last lap.
I was just trying to shut the door, make sure he went past me and take away my podium.
And he sure didn't. You made it up here in the 3rd spot. Who do you want to thank tonight?
Huge thanks to Carlson Motorsports, Polaris, Junior, Chris and Deb, Kenny, Amsoil, Walker Evans Shocks, Woody's, FXR for keeping me dry, Jesse, my mom and dad, my brother and sister, and anybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Congratulations. Good race today. In the 2nd spot, Jay Lura, you have really been paying your dues here today. You've been getting great starts, great finishes in your heat races. I can't talk tonight. Who do you want to thank tonight for your final?
I want to thank Casey Motorsports, Carl Christian, my parents, friends and family, Fly Racing, Diva Snow Gear, Western Power Sports, Walker Evans, Ben Hayes and Junior, everyone from Polaris, Walker Evans, everyone else I forgot. I can't thank them enough. This is awesome.
Congratulations, Jay. Great day for you. And up on top of the box today, Jake Giesman. I would say you had a little bit of a rough weekend, but this is the cherry on top. Walk us through the weekend and how it feels to be up on top.
Well, yesterday was going great. I ended up winning the final. iStock DQ'd me, said I jumped under yellow. I think it was kind of a poor call, but it is what it is. That's racing. So I had something to prove today. Came out here and did it. Feels awesome.
Well, you did a great job proving it today. Who do you want to thank tonight?
My mechanic Austin, my girlfriend Haley, my mom and dad, everybody at Polaris, Tom Rigger Jr., Ben Hayes, Brad in the trailer, everybody from Walker Evans, Bob and Kyle, Araho Enterprises, Stud Boy, FXR, Fly Racing, Rock Speed FX, 27 Designs, 999 Optics, and I think that's about it.
Well, congratulations, Jake. That is your FXR Sport class in a nutshell. You never know what's going to happen next. Congratulations to the top 3. Back up to you in the booth.